So, according to a lot of you out there, The Chosen has the ability to bring people closer to God, which is a little bit awkward for me considering that I walked away from church. So, out of curiosity, I decided to watch the series with the big question in mind: could The Chosen actually restore my faith? And that first episode truly set the tone. So, let's talk about it. In the opening of this episode, we are introduced to five different characters, each at five different moments of their lives. The first one being Mary of Magdalene. We are first introduced to Mary as a little girl who is always anxious, always in pain, and already struggling. Her father gives her a little prayer and he encourages her to say it in the moments where she feels the fear taking over. It's a small moment, but it quietly lets us know everything about Mary's future. Because later on, we meet Mary again, only now she's an adult and she goes by Lilith. I was so confused, y'all, when they kept calling her Lilith. Lilith? But that name matters because Lilith isn't Mary's actual name. In the biblical tradition, Lilith is often associated with darkness, and she's often described as the host of demons. So Mary being called Lilith wasn't her being called by who she actually is. She was being called by what she was battling. And that's why that moment when Jesus first calls her by her real name is so powerful. He doesn't argue with the demons or Lilith. He doesn't call her by her past. No, he simply calls her by her name, Mary, and therefore restoring her to herself. And then there's Nicodemus. Nicodemus's character is introduced as someone who is very respected, knowledgeable, and deeply faithful. But even he is searching, questioning. To me, his character represents something very important. That just because there is doubt doesn't mean there isn't faith. Sometimes it is the beginning of it. And then there's Matthew. Matthew's character is portrayed as someone who is very intelligent, observant, but very alone. Even in the Bible, just as in the episode, Matthew is a tax collector. And in the Jewish society, tax collectors were seen as traitors. They were looked down upon, excluded. And you could feel that isolation in this very first episode. Matthew is painfully alone. He can see the world clearly, but no one really sees him. Andrew is introduced in a much quieter way. In the Bible, Andrew is often in the background, not the leader, not the loudest. And that is exactly how he is portrayed here. He is a simple fisherman who is struggling financially and is just trying to survive. Andrew isn't asking the big questions yet. He isn't demanding answers. He is simply open. And sometimes openness is all that is needed. Just like me, trying to find my way back to the good Almighty. Simon, on the other hand, he is full of frustration. Simon is angry at his circumstances. He is angry at his failures, and most importantly, he is angry at himself. He wants control in a world that is slipping through his fingers. And watching him struggle is clear that this isn't a man of faith yet. He's a man full of desperation. And that is shown in his actions when he sells out his own people to the Romans just to get himself out of a pickle. What connects all of these people isn't righteousness or readiness, it's brokenness. And that's why that first appearance by Jesus Christ felt so intentional. Because he didn't appear to the rich first, or the wealthy first, or the powerful first. He appeared to the searching, the overlooked, and the hurting. This first episode didn't suddenly restore my faith, but it reminded me of something very important: that faith at its core is deeply personal. And sometimes it doesn't start with belief. but it starts with being seen. I truly hope you guys enjoyed this first episode as much as I did. Please like this video, comment down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And continue watching as I take my journey of trying to restore my faith through The Chosen. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!